welcome back to the Tony Real Estate Podcast Show, where we talk with real people, we talk about real views, and of course, we talk real estate. All right, and I'm Antonio Mendoza, broker owner of AVM Real Estate Services, and today I have a special guest. Today I have one of my good friends here, Ferdinand Concepcion with Farmers Insurance. How you doing, Ferdinand?
Oh, I'm blessed, man. Good morning, sir. Happy Tuesday.
How was your Labor Day?
No labor.
No labor, right?
I didn't do anything. That's it, man. It's one of those days.
Well, I mean, I was telling people, I was like, what Labor Day means to me is laboring. So I was out there working all weekend. I mean, it was hot. I don't know where you were, but it was crazy hot this weekend.
I know. I was following you and you're showing houses, and I guess there's no rest in real estate, huh?
No. I mean, it was, what was it? I think it broke some records over the week. I think Woodland Hills was it 121 or some crazy number. It was like one of the hottest days in Los Angeles, and especially out here in Riverside. I mean, it was hot. I mean, we're kind of used to it out here in Riverside County, but I mean, I still wasn't. I was like, whoa, what's going on? I was sweating and I was in the shade, waiting to open the door for my clients. I was like, it was crazy. But
well, it's the craziest part too is when you got out of the house, you see all these ashes on your car. Right?
Oh yeah,
because of the fires that's going on.
Yeah, lots of fires over the weekend. Yes, it was a crazy weekend. So so hopefully for those watching in today on Facebook and we'll watch the replay later on in YouTube or maybe Instagram or other platforms that we're in. Definitely thank you for tuning in today. You know, like I said, we're going to get to know, for those who don't know Ferdinand, we're going to get to know him a little bit here shortly. And then today, we're going to actually really focus on the real estate market a little bit today. You know, a lot of people have been asking me. I mean, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. I don't know about you, Ferdinand, and I think we've spoken before. I mean, we both work in the market when the market crashed, right? So so that's kind of like for those that have been in the real estate market before, that's still in the back of people's minds.
Absolutely.
Right? And then there's people out there that never been in that experience that. Like I talked to some lenders or people in the real estate industry, they're oblivious to the fact, like, no, the market's great, the inventory is low. There's no crash, but they don't know anything. They have nothing to base it off, right?
Nothing to compare it to.
Exactly. So today we're kind of we're real people here. We're not here to sell anything, not tell you to subscribe to our channel. Well, you probably want to subscribe to our channel, but we're not here to to try to sell you anything. We're just going to try to give you our real people here, giving you our real views of what we think the real estate market is going to be, and so that as a consumer, if you're looking to buy, looking to sell, and whatever the case is, you can kind of use some of the information we're going to share with you to kind of base it off if you should be buying or selling or whatever, going on that vacation, whatever the case is in your personal life, So we'll get started here. So once again, we're joined here by Ferdinand. So Farmers Insurance, huh?
Yeah.
So before we go into Farmers Insurance, tell our followers or tell our viewers here, who's Ferdinand Concepcion? I mean, you married, you have kids. What's the story behind the man right here?
Yeah, so my name is Ferdinand Concepcion. Just like you, Tony, I'm a junior too. So I'm a man representing the family, representing the the real estate and insurance side and
Awesome.
And everything else. So I'm married for the last 12 years, 2 kids, 10 and 7. My son's birthday is actually 8 tomorrow.
Oh, wow, okay.
Shout out to my son Josiah. But you know what, man? It's I'm a family man altogether. Just like you, I started in the real estate business back in 2006 and 2007 when the things were good, right? And then the market crashed in 2008. So my background is real estate, finance. I also worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car once upon a time,
nice.
Right? Seems like everybody starts from Enterprise
A
Rent-A-Car.
lot of my friends did.
Right? And then worked in the trash industry and uniform industry. But all together, man, it's all about just me helping out people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're here to help people out because at the end of the day, it's the people that we serve is the people that puts money in our pocket. Biggest thing is our priorities though is my faith, my family, and everything else is second or everything else is third. But the biggest part is making sure that I leave a legacy behind, making sure that my family is proud of what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
But man, it's a blessing to be here. Thank you for inviting me, by the way. It's exciting to be here and learning from you too, Tony. So it's cool.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time. I know a lot of people are still, I mean, for those who probably watch this 2 years, 5 years, 20 years down the road, I mean, we're still in the midst of a kind of a pandemic here. For those who probably watch this,
it's
what's
a history
the big deal?
in the making.
It's a history right now. So and that's why I always talk to my agents, to other business owners. I mean, we're documenting right now. We're documenting a story. I mean, I always say it's documentation beats conversation, and that's what it's all about. I mean, right now, social media is about sharing your story.
Right.
I mean, I remember when we first started this podcast. We before the pandemic. Everything. I had this room was packed. A lot of people. Now it's like hard to get people to get into. To do a podcast. Go, oh, whoa, are we going to be 6 feet apart? But But I would say, we got to do what we got to do. You and me we're both independent. We're both business owners, so we got to provide for our kids, right? Provide for our family.
Absolutely. I think you know what too. It's survival of the fittest right now, Tony. Right? If you could survive this pandemic, right, you could survive anything in the next 2 to 3 years. So a lot of people, unfortunately, even large corporations are failing. Small businesses like you and me, which what makes up 70% of the economy, is small business owners like you and I. We're learning through this, and once this whole pandemic is done, right, we've learned so much that we could actually teach more people how to be successful. I don't know about you, man, but I've never seen so much people helping people out.
Yeah.
Right? Back then, before the pandemic, we're so busy that nobody wants helping each other out.
Exactly.
Now it's like, man, you need help? What do you need? Right? Everybody wants to help each other out, man. It's just the human nature of just helping each other.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I say all the time here in our podcast. I mean, this is, you're either reactive or you're proactive, and I think that's very important. And that's what we're doing right now. I mean, I shared this. I think it's a couple podcasts before. I mean, before the beginning of the year, we all, not just me, but everybody had big goals, big dreams. Like, oh, this is gonna be my year, right? Every year, I guess it's funny because every year it's always your year, every year, right? But yeah, this was my year. This was going to be a year. I'm going to expand. I'm going to have my best real estate career ever. I'm going to grow, expand, make the most money ever in the real estate career. And everything started good, But then, March came along, and then things, there was a wrench, thrown in our plans, and that's kind of changed things.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell this story all the time to a lot of people. Like, if you really visualized before, like at the beginning of the year, how your year was going to end, you wouldn't have quit in the middle in March, right? I tell this story all the time when I tell my agents when there are other business owners, when I'm coaching and mentoring them to see how the end of the year is going to go. What does that look like? So that if you know what it's going to look like, don't get discouraged when March comes or August, whatever, and there's a wrench in your plans or some obstacles in a way. So I think, and I had to remind myself, wait a minute, you tell your agents this all the time. Why are you giving up right now? So I had to pick myself up again and get started again and say, you know what? There's no reason why I can't still achieve all the goals, all the dreams the plans I had put in place. And right now, to be honest, I'm actually on pace right now to probably surpass what my goal was.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, I mean, that's the hardest part. But of course, I had to remind myself, and that's why it's important. That's why we do these podcasts. Is I know personally, I do this podcast is really for my part of my legacy. Like you were saying, is who can I help out? Hopefully, one person learns something from what we're saying, or one of my guests, mentions here. So that's why it's important. That's why I do this every day. I'm busy, like I mentioned to you before this. I was actually showing homes. After this, I'm going to run and to Menifee to show a couple more homes, and towards the end of the day, got to take care of some other stuff, and then show more homes. Awesome.
The crazy part. I'm going to piggyback off what you said, Tony. It's if you fail to plan to fail, right? If just because with the pandemic, what's going on, and you think, well, I'm not going to make any plans because my plan's not going to work anyways because I don't know tomorrow's going to hold or a month from now. Well, then you're planning to fail, right? So plan what you want to accomplish at December 31st, 2020, and then also plan for January 1st, 2021. Because regardless of whatever comes, like you said, a wrench, or it could be even the whole toolbox gets thrown at you, right?
Pretty much, right?
Right about now, anything could be thrown at you. But just the fact that you planned it all out, you have a direction where you want to go, right? There's one thing that I remember a while ago. There's a book by a general from the Navy. It says, make your bed. I don't know if you've read that book, but
I think it sounds familiar.
The very first thing you do every morning should be making your bed. Why? Because regardless of what you didn't accomplish tomorrow or today, or regardless of how bad the day went, when you look back and you sleep back in your bed again, you did something right, one thing right. You made your bed.
Yeah.
Right? You succeeded in something. So one thing that got me here today, and the reason why I reached out to you is because your positiveness, right, in your podcast, what allows people to move on forward too. Because you're doing a great job, Tony, by pushing and pushing and pushing. And those TikTok stuff, I don't know, man. I know it looks intimidating to me, but you make it look so easy.
Yeah.
So thank you for being an inspiration to me.
I appreciate you watching, because it's funny, because over the weekend, actually yesterday, I was actually showing homes to a buyer from TikTok, and then the day before I was showing home a TikTok.
So TikTok does work.
I mean, people don't believe it, and this comes back to you got to take control of your situation.
Yeah.
A lot of people have given up. Maybe it's like, what, this isn't my year, right? And that goes back to like, what was your goals? What was your plan? Why can't this be your year? There's still a lot more time left. Even if you said you've had the worst year so far, I mean, we're what, September, October? You still got almost 4 months left.
Yeah.
So doesn't mean you got to quit and give up. And that's the thing. When I had to step back a few months ago, when everything was shut down, I'm always like trying to look at the positives.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm an introvert. Great. I can stay home more. I can catch up on some Netflix shows. And guess what? I mean, this isn't, like something I would recommend, but I binge watch. I mean, this is fun. But then I realized this is not what my life is going to be. But, because people always made fun of me. It's like, when they asked me about, have you watched the show? It's like, no. Yeah. Have you watched this movie? No. Like, and so I, like, you know what? I got a chance, like you said, is to take a step back and relax and kind of re-examine my situation too, and look at my, got more chance, time. Like right now, I appreciate that I have all this time with my kids now, to be honest with you. Right. They're 8 and 11, you're 7, 10. Mine are 8 and 11.
Yeah.
I'm taking advantage. I know a lot of people are complaining, I have to homeschool and all that.
You didn't have that opportunity a year ago.
Yeah. Now, I appreciate I have more time to spend with them, as much as I can than before. So now, and I know pretty soon they'll be in high school, they'll be college. I won't even be, I'll be like retired, like, hey, spend time with me. No, I'm too busy, Dad.
Right.
So I want people to appreciate and take a look at your situation, your life right now. Absolutely. And examine, look at the positive. And that's why, I came back a few months ago and decided, you know what, I'm going to learn something new. Yeah. Of course, I started playing the guitar and all that, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to learn a new app.
Right.
And guess what that app was? TikTok.
Right?
And the funny thing is, and it goes back to a lot of people, like a lot of the haters and doubters. I mean, and the funny thing,
there's going to be a bunch of haters.
There was people in my core, in part of the people that I, like my mastermind groups are telling me, no, TikTok is not. I listened to this guy. He said, no, TikTok's not good for real estate. I was like, wait, what? Okay. Well, is he on TikTok? No, he's not on TikTok. What does he do? Oh, he sells Facebook ads. And if you're watching, I'm talking about you. You know what we're talking about, right?
Putting them out on blast, yeah.
Right, because they're like, wait a minute. I'm going to listen to somebody who's never done it.
Right.
And this is what I want people to understand. Never listen to somebody who hasn't done it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you've done it, great, I'll listen to you.
Absolutely.
I'm not necessarily I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say maybe you just did it the wrong way.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm the kind of guy, like I would say to my agents and to other businesses, a true leader walks to the deepest forest, climbs the highest tree, and yells, wrong jungle. That's a true leader. Right? I'm the guy that I will go there and do it.
Yeah.
And fail and tell you, I did it. I gave my 100 and I failed.
Absolutely.
It's up to you if you want to concede, but hey, this is what I did. As opposed to say, no, I heard people fail. No. Let me try it. Let me see if it's true. And that's what I did with TikTok a few months ago. It's like, you know what? And guess what? In the beginning, I failed, right? I wasn't getting the results that I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not young enough for this, right?
We're not tall enough.
Exactly. All the excuses you're telling yourself. Yeah. I'm like, why is this guy got all these followers? Why is he's getting all this engagement and I'm not?
Yeah.
Then I say, you know what? Step back, Tony.
Yeah.
The reason you're not succeeding is you don't know how to succeed yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this goes back to everything. So what I did?
Yeah.
I watched videos of people how to get more followers, how to get more engagement. Because guess what? TikTok had videos about education on how to get more views and all that. You know what? Why ask somebody from YouTube? Why ask somebody who's never used it?
Right.
Let me ask somebody who's actually succeeding in it. And that's what I did. I reached out to people that were succeeding and watched their videos. And guess what I did? And I made a commitment a few months ago, back in, I think it was April.
Yeah.
It It wasn't an April Fool's joke. I made it say, you know what? Because I heard every day they said, you got to commit to 1 to 3 videos a day, but at least at the minimum 1 video a day consistently.
Oh man.
And guess what I did? All right, I suck at this right now, but I'm going to do 1 video a day for the next 30 days.
Oh man.
And the funny thing is, I started getting a little bit of results, and I started sharing that with some people that I thought, oh, great. Here, see, I told you it's working.
Oh, yeah.
I got some followers. And it wasn't even any success. I was like, barely at that point, I had 1 video that had 5,000 views, and I thought I was a king at that point. Hey, I made it, guys. I had 5,000 views in 1 video. You guys should do this. But of course, you have the naysayers come back saying, well, how many leads, how many business have you closed? I'm like, I just started.
Yeah.
How many leads have you closed for somebody you just met today?
Yeah.
Like, really? You know, and that's where the outside noise come into play, right? I'm sure you hear that all the time too. People telling you, no, you can't do it.
Absolutely.
And so that's where I made a decision, say, you know what? I'm just trying to help you guys. And I even posted this a few months ago. I was like, this is before I even got any followers. Or really, the only followers I had was people that I was following.
Your own family?
Yeah, exactly. They didn't even want to follow me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I don't want to be embarrassed, man. TikTok, that's for kids.
Oh my gosh, right?
But I just made a commitment to do it every day.
Yeah.
And figure out and learn the platform so that I can share to my agents or to other business owners.
Yeah.
This is what you did. This is what I did. And this is what you need to do. And that's basically what I really did. And I focused. And I mean, a month later, I had 1 video reach over 1 million views.
Yeah, I remember you making that video, and I was like, man, look at Tony, 1 million views.
One video, guys. I mean,
you should celebrate.
Can you get that on Facebook? No. You can get it on Instagram? No. I mean, and that's what, and it was nothing special for me. It's just I wanted to prove to myself more than anybody that, you know, if I commit to myself to do this, I can get it done. Because I'll look at it as, I'm not trying to impress you or anybody in social media. I'm trying to, I have 2 kids who look up to me. Yeah. And guess what? Because they're also on YouTube. They're also on TikTok. And trust me, the cool factor, I became pretty cool when they saw, oh, wait, you actually got 1 million views?
Yeah. You're like, Dad, how do you even know 1 million people, Dad?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they saw me like from 200 views to 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. They're like, okay, that's cool. Then suddenly, wait a minute, 100,000. I was like, 1 million views?
Here we go.
So now I was like, that's kind of like where we talk about legacy. I wanted to really share that. Hey, you know, I'm leading. I want to lead by example. And that's kind of like with me as an agent too. And as a broker, for those who don't know me, I'm still broke. I'm a broker. I have agents underneath me, but I want to lead by example.
That's right.
You know, yeah, you know, everybody has their goals. I mean, my motto is no days off because my goals or visions are bigger.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take a vacation in 3 years, 5 years when I made it.
Right.
Right now, I'm kind of focused, and this is just who I am. So
that's awesome.
So instead of talking all about me, let's get to know you more for now. So, Farmers Insurance. So, what made you decide to get into Farmers Insurance?
Well, believe it or not, man, I didn't choose Farmers Insurance. It was a divine coincidence that I ended up being a Farmers Insurance. Like you said, Tony, it's short-term wins, right? Shortcuts leads to short-term wins, and the ones that takes longer and you got to work hard for is the ones that you're gonna work harder for and keep longer, right? There's a one thing that I wake up every morning about and think about, which is definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and thinking you're gonna get a different result.
Results, yep.
Right? That's insane. So, you know, I actually came from an auto industry side for 9 years. And after 9 years, I come to realize that, hey, you know, should I go on to continue another company or do I want to be a leader of my own like you, right? Mm-hmm. Leading your own people. But the biggest part is leading your own destiny, right? Yep. No salary cap, right? Taking care of your own people, leaving this legacy to your kids if they want it, right? The key part is if they want it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, you can't force them to do the same thing that you want to do because then that's a failure as a parent. So at the end of the day, I chose Farmers Insurance because of the fact that it's a big name, right? That everybody recognizes because you need brand recognition. Yeah. Second is that Farmers actually does the right thing for its people, agents, right? And then the next part is the product actually helps people that they insure. Funny enough, right? Because there's going to be times where I've had in the past where I was trying to sell something that I was trying to sell something to make a living, right? But I didn't really believe in it.
Believing in the product, yep.
Right? So how do you sell something that you really don't believe in it? So in the insurance world, there's only 2 days: a bad day, good life, or a bad day, bad life. Let me backtrack and explain what that means, right? So accidents is going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it does happen, are you having a bad day, good life, meaning that you have enough insurance to cover your butt, right? To cover your estates or assets or paycheck or whatever it might be, or you're going to have a bad day, bad life. I'm not saying bad day, no, bad life, because that one accident could cost you a lifetime. You could lose your house, you could lose your savings, you could lose, they could deduct things from your paycheck. But you know what? That's what separates agents like Farmers Insurance, is because they're captive. You actually could speak to someone. You don't have to dial an 800 number. And I like to give my phone number, my personal phone number, to my partners, what I call clients, right? My partners, so that way they can get a hold of me. Insurance business doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure it's just like real estate. It doesn't happen Monday to Friday from 8 to 5, like the bank, right? Once the bank closes at 5 o'clock, you're like, oh crap, I can't make my deposit anymore, right? Or Stater Brothers, they close at 10. Real estate and insurance, they go hand in hand. They call you when they need you. And that's what sets us, or me in particular, different from anybody else, is that they could get a hold of me. You know what I'm saying? So
that's awesome.
Just being able to own my own stuff and making sure that we insure people the correct way. It's fun. Well, it's fun and stressful, right? Because it's your own, dude. You can't take a vacation. Like you said, Tony, you're gonna take a vacation when you made it, and I don't know what mine's gonna be, right? But we'll take vacation when we're there and when we're ready.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's in a different mentality. I know a lot of people. It's hard for people to understand that. A lot of people, even people that are coming into getting into real estate, because my phone keeps ringing off the hook here, get into
another
real estate
TikTok lead,
right? Probably is. A lot of people that are working a job and then they get into real estate, and it's a different mindset.
Yep.
You're no longer getting paid hourly.
Mm-mm.
You're not getting a salary anymore. Yeah, you only get paid when you close the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And when would that be? Who knows? You can go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a couple months, 3 months.
Wow.
Without getting paid. And trust me, I've gone through that.
Mm-hmm.
You can have one great month and then crickets after that. and that's kind of like what we'll be talking about here later on. Reason why we're going to be talking about the upcoming market crash and correction, because for those who are watching, maybe a lot of people are agents or in the lending business, or even insurance business, or whatever business you're in. Like I said, you can either be reactive or you be proactive. And for those who are going to watch this show later on, we're going to show you guys how to be proactive, okay? Because it's coming. I mean, for those who are denying it, it's coming.
What do they say? Denial is not just a river in Egypt.
Right, exactly. Denial, yeah, exactly.
Don't deny.
Don't deny, and I'd rather plan and prepare for it.
Yeah.
And like, okay, it didn't come, but hey, I'm prepared.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like, oh, the earthquake's here, guys. I wish we got the earthquake insurance, right? I wish we got those earthquake supplies. Right. Just like the people that were, a few months ago, remember when there was no water, no toilet paper? But a few weeks ago, the people were like, hey, you guys better stock up with toilet paper. Oh, look at those idiots. Am I allowed to say idiots? Look at those fools over there that are lining up to get toilet paper. What a bunch of, idiots.
Right.
And then next thing you know, they're the ones like 2 weeks later, like, I have no toilet paper, guys, on Facebook. Yeah. All of a sudden you're rushing, right? Because they weren't proactive.
Yeah.
They were just reactive to the situation. And even right now,
it's too late by then.
It's too late. Exactly.
Yeah. What does they say? You got to stay ready so that way you don't have to get ready.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's awesome, dude.
And that's just like anything in life. I mean, that's why I tell my agents, that's why you do role plays, you're practicing your scripts, or, you're learning your craft. Mm-hmm. And even people that are thinking of getting into real estate, focus. Don't wait till you get your license. I tell my assistant, she's watching right now, is like, don't wait to get your license. Start learning now.
Yeah.
Start building the pipeline now. Start educating yourself. And that's why it's important for those who are concerned or iffy about, what's going on, what's going to happen in the real estate market. I mean, I don't know, the stock market, I think, has been going down again too. So, right? The last couple of days. So, you got to be prepared. And that's anything in life. I think for those who are, I would say those who are unprepared learn a lesson, right? I think that's what's happened. Do you either want to learn a lesson or do you want to get rewarded?
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing. Those who are prepared get rewarded. Those who are unprepared learn a lesson. And I learned a lesson in 2008.
Yeah.
I opened my mortgage office in 2007.
Oh man.
Bought 2 new homes in 2007. Brand new homes.
Oh,
Yes, I
man.
did. I was that guy.
A top of the market.
Top of the market, right? Hey, I asked people too, and the people in the industry, hey,
Yeah.
you think I should buy? Buy. You're getting it
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Come on.
No down payment.
No down payment. Nothing to worry about.
You'll get equity
You'll
in
be able
20
to rent-
days.
You'll be able to rent that out. It's like, really? It's in Beaumont. I don't know where Beaumont. Don't worry. Buy a new construction. Easily rent it out. Okay. No, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, should I open my mortgage? Yeah, no problem. We're in for a long ride here. And 2008 happened, right? And guess what, guys? 2020 is 2007. For those who want a comparison, we're in 2007 right now. Those who may not believe me, we're in 2007, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if you think next year's gonna be 2008. It's up to you guys. But like I said, we're here. We're going to share here shortly is how to properly plan and prepare for that if that does happen. Because if it doesn't, great. We'll still continue what we're doing.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Right?
But at least you got a different perspective.
Exactly.
Right? You know, and you're getting a little bit of clarity, which we hope that you're going to take a different direction. Right? Because if you think that everything's peachy keen, everything's perfect, then unfortunately you're that idiot.
Yeah, exactly. And we learn. Like I said, I mean, I've learned my lessons, and and that's part of life is experiences and learning. Learning a lesson. I tell people, even younger agents or people thinking, this is you're experiencing right now. Life is all about experiences anyway. So you're going to learn, you can experiment. But if you surround yourself with the right people that have had those experiences already, and you still make those mistakes, that's on you, right?
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Right?
I told you what to do, and you still made the same mistake. That's on you.
Yeah.
Not on me. That's on you. So I think that's
awesome.
That's why it's important, and that's why we do these podcasts. Whoever watches this down the road, I mean, hopefully you'll learn something and get some feedback, whether it be about real estate or personal development. Which a lot of my podcasts, I like to talk about personal development. I'm sure you're the same way too.
Oh yeah.
You like personal development. So with farmers, so what do you see yourself, Fernand, as far as with farmers? What in the next 3-5 years? What's the legacy you want to leave behind here for your kids and your family?
Oh man, that's a tough question. No, it's actually a pretty easy one. So the legacy that I want to leave behind is being able to commit to my family, right? Because there's no other business like owning your own business that you could actually make yourself a commitment to your family. So 5 years down the line, I don't have to be coming into the office because the staff is taking care of everything. Just being able to help out your clients that you need to, and the little tiny ones will be taken care of by your producers in your office, right? But it's not always about the numbers, Tony. The number you're only as good as you were last month. That's the thing about sales, right? You're only as good as numbers as you were last month.
Exactly.
What I want to do is be able to get the people that we insure know about what they pay about, and they could educate themselves and educate others. So that's the reason why we take the time to discuss everything about what they have with us, right? Whether it's a car insurance, homeowners insurance. I think you mentioned earthquake insurance, right? The more that they know, because knowledge is power. Good knowledge is power. Bad knowledge, I don't know what that is, right? But giving them the knowledge to understand what they're paying for. Because how often do we buy something, Tony, that we don't even know what it's for?
Right?
Right? You're like, oh, it came out of our paycheck, babe. We're going to be good. What is that? What does it really do? Right? So, educating yourself what you're really covered about, and how is it going to help you when the time comes, not if the time comes, when the time comes. And also making sure that that we're here and helping other people out, right? And then hopefully my son or my daughter will like what I do. I bring my kids to work like you do, so they could see, that money doesn't grow on trees. Holy smokes, you guys want a new toy? I want them to realize that dad worked hard for that, what we got, right? It's not, anything comes for free. My mom always says, you can't make $1 without a penny. You got a nickel, save everything that you possibly can.
Yeah, and that's great, and that's why I shared earlier. That's why I appreciate the time that right now, it's an inconvenience for me to have to bring my kids to work sometimes, especially homeschooling, and I'm trying to work and they're trying to homeschool both at the same time, right? It's frustrating, but at the same time, like you said, this is invaluable because down the road they can see their dad working every day and how hard he works.
Yeah, man. You
Right?
know, absolutely. Well, you know the crazy part is that I just finally realized just a few seconds ago, this podcast is actually our own legacy too,
Mhm.
right? Because
Exactly.
I was born and raised in the Philippines, right? I believe you were too,
Yeah.
right? What other place can we honestly say that, hey, you come here with nothing, right? And then you work your butt off.
Exactly.
It normally doesn't come out with nothing. You come out with your results of your hard work, and that's where I see your kids too, man. By the way, your kid's gonna be way taller than you are.
I hope so.
My kids are gonna be way taller than me, but it's just the fact, the legacy that we're gonna breed our kids.
Mhm.
Because man, coming from Philippines, where an average income per individual is probably what $100 a month,
Yeah. Crazy.
dollars a month, right, to whatever they could have here. So that's pretty much it, dude.
Yeah, and that's like I said, we're in the we hear. That's why I tell people it's like you gotta be careful of the noise you hear. I mean, there's a lot of noise. I'm leaving California, blah blah
I'm
blah.
moving to Texas.
I'm going to Arizona, Texas. Like Arizona and Texas or
Don't
whatever
have
it
their
is,
own
is
issues.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Like really, it's a lot better. Like okay, great. There's no issues there in Florida. Okay, great. And I'm gonna be sharing here in a second. Like you guys are in for awakening, but and that's the thing. You take care of like you said earlier. Is like the first thing you should do is make your bed.
Make your
It's like before you move to somewhere else, before you move to another brokerage, before you quit a job and start another job, did you leave your current job or your current field better than when
right.
you entered it?
Yeah,
That's my philosophy. Like
yeah, that's a good one.
you think you're gonna go somewhere else and everything's gonna be the grass is greener there? No.
No,
I mean, I mean, it happens all the time. As a broker, I know that agents are gonna come join me and they're gonna leave. I already know that. It's a numbers game. Just like buyers are gonna work with me one day and next thing another change their mind.
Yeah.
Oh, this person is offering me something better. Okay, what are they offering? Great. All right, fine. No big deal. And that's the thing. It's important. Is like, and that's when I hear people. And it's funny. It's agents, and I'm sure they don't watch this show anyways. But those agents are out there. Oh yeah, I'm moving out of state. I'm going to this. California sucks and all that. Really.
Mm.
And it's that mentality. Like I said, I'm not saying they were privileged, but hey, if I had said this is my show, they're privileged. You and I, because we have the immigrant mentality.
Oh yeah,
we came here with nothing.
with nothing. Yeah.
Right? Nothing was handed to us. Was something handed to you? No. And that's the thing is
you know what was handed though? Bills.
Exactly. Right? I mean, and that's the thing. Is the funny thing is like people are like, like expect things to be given to them. No,
Yeah.
I don't expect anything to be given to me.
That's right.
I'm gonna figure, like I always say all the time, it's not your lack of resources, it's your lack of resourcefulness.
And lack of effort.
Exactly, is preventing them from achieving success. So every day, and I tell this all the time. I know a lot of times we need to have a pity party. Have you ever had a pity party?
Oh heck yeah, man!
Yeah.
You lock yourself in the closet, you put up in the fetal position, start
Yeah.
crying.
You got to, and
why
I
not?
do that.
Yeah.
I share this when I have an escrow fall off or whatever it is, bad situation, whatever the case is, and
Yeah.
I share this with my agents. It's okay, have a pity party. Just don't invite anybody. Just have your pity party. So I don't want you to give that negativity to everybody else. And I do that all the time, like whatever it is. But I also know once I have that party, it's over. I move on.
Oh, you get your butt up and keep on.
Yeah,
moving.
right off. I was like, boom. And when the pandemic happened, I had a pity party. Went, locked myself in the room.
Yeah.
And like, what the heck? And make sure your room. There's not too much fragile stuff there because you don't want you might tend to break stuff, and it's okay. But make sure it's not something valuable. So I usually go a room. Actually, this is a perfect room.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of padding on the wall. This is a perfect room.
Nobody
soundproof.
could hear you sob.
Exactly.
Right.
Have a pity party.
Absolutely.
But then after that, you got to move on.
Yeah.
Dust yourself up and move on. And that's why like I do this podcast. And I'll be honest. A lot of times, the reason I do this podcast is for me. Right?
Ooh, man.
And that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
I appreciate the two people that are watching right now, or whatever it is. I do this for me.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the thing is because it instills in me like what I'm doing.
Right.
It's a goal. It's a commitment I'm doing for myself.
Right.
And every time I share knowledge or give information I'm training myself as well. I'm teaching myself. When you learn something, the best way to learn something is to teach somebody else.
Well, the crazy part is the crazy part, what technology does now is we want the results now. But the best part is maybe 6 months down the line and you see somebody successful and they tap you on your shoulder and says, hey, you actually changed my life, right? Because of your video. You're like, the same video that only had 2 views
right.
changed your and that's the legacy that you want to continue to building, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the results today, it's just what's going to bring you the results later on.
Exactly.
Too.
And it comes down to giving value. And that's and like I said, I get people a lot of times reaching out to me on TikTok, on Instagram, because they see my videos on Facebook. Because, hey, I saw your videos.
Yeah.
I never thought I could buy a house, but now after watching your videos, I'm more motivated to buy a house. What do I need to do? And then boom, then I share that, and then we have a conversation, start, whether they're ready or not, but at least now they know there's a chance for them, because nobody's taking the time to educate them. Lenders, realtors, whoever the case is, they just want to talk to you when you're ready. Oh, you got 20% down, let's go.
Oh, it's too late then.
It's too late, like, of course, everybody's at that point wants to work with them, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with the seller, people selling their houses. So
but there's so many different programs, though, right, Tony?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of down payment assistance programs out there, and that's why I share that on my TikTok videos. A lot of the videos, like I said in the beginning, I was saying like, who's watching these videos, right? And that's what I'm sure a lot of people on Facebook, when they see my videos, like, what is he doing? What is he doing those videos, right? But guess what? It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's for a lot of people that are watching and following. It's like, you know what? I never thought I can buy a house with 0 down. I never thought I can do this with that. So those are things that I think it's important. Like we shared, even this video. I mean, I still get people reaching out to me. What just I didn't think. Oh, really? You watched that video? I didn't even think they were watching.
Yeah.
And because I did that video, and this is one thing too, is not only doing TikTok videos. I share this to my agents a lot. And if you're a business owner, if you're not on social media, and I'm not talking about, hey, I'm here at the river.
Hey, I'm drinking my.
Hey, I'm drunk.
On my boat.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But if you're a business owner and I share this, and you're not on Facebook, you're not doing Instagram. I mean, hey, even TikTok is pretty easy. You just got to learn to do it, just like you learn Instagram and Facebook and link all these other platforms.
Yeah. No, I want to piggyback off something that you just said. In regards to people that say that they're going to hate you, right? Well, kind of the same way it goes with people that we want to help too, right? If you got that picky customer, right, but they have the money, but they're going to waste so much of your time and energy, dude, just tell them deuces. Thank you very much for your opportunity. I don't think you and I are fit together. And I'm in my world too. Like there's a handful of people that I don't even, if they go, it's okay, dude, because at the end of the day, you're taking so much of my time and resources that we need to be picky. It's okay to be picky, right, Tony?
Oh yeah.
Because there's sometimes that it's okay to lose that business, because if not, you put so much effort in that one, you're actually losing business behind you because you're forgetting that this person's taking too much of your time. And
that's a great point you bring out. And this is what I share for my agents or people in sales. It doesn't matter what it is, what sales you're into, lending, whatever it is I know in real estate, there's only, I tell people, it's like, there's only 2 things that we do in real estate. And maybe the same thing for other industries. In real estate, it's not I'm showing homes or I'm providing CMA, market analysis, or I'm doing that. No. There's only 2 things. I'm generating leads. And second is I'm nurturing those leads. That's it. Real simple, guys. Oh, I thought, how about showing up? How about the contract? No. Let's get back. You're generating business because you're not getting any contracts if you're not having no business.
That's right.
And once you get those leads, you're nurturing them. That's why every day I have old clients from 3, 4, 5 years ago are finally reaching out. I had a client yesterday email me. I'd ask my assistant, do you know who this person is?
Right.
I was like, no, because they're like, hey, I'm coming down in the 19th. I'm going to want to see homes. It's in Canyon Lake. I'm like trying to make, because I've talked to so many leads.
Right.
I'm like, who the heck is this? Is this one of my assistants was calling?
Right.
Then I look back at the notes. Oh, okay. I spoke to him several months ago, and he was, he's going to be, he's not looking to buy until 6 months, but guess what? I've been nurturing him because I have a CRM that's following up with him.
Absolutely.
I'm still making phone calls, leaving messages, and so forth. So that's why we're either generating leads, because if you're not generating enough business, if you don't have any business, you're not generating enough business. If one lead, trust me, every day, I'll be honest, I get leads that end up buying with somebody else, listing with somebody else.
Yeah.
That happens. But I don't lose sleep with that. I have escrows that will fall off. The reason it became stressful in the beginning, because I didn't have any leads after that, right? Once you're generating enough leads, enough business every day, it's part of the business. Things are going to fall off.
Yeah,
And that's
don't count all your eggs in one basket, or
exactly,
don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
and that's something that I teach you with people in sales is you gotta be good in sorting, right? Like you just mentioned right now, work with the willing. I always say work with the willing. If somebody's just gonna drag you on for 6 months
It's a waste
and
of
not
time.
end up buying, I'm like, and I trust me, I've done a couple of videos on that. Right? Watch my TikTok videos. I actually did a video on that. So it's a waste of your time. You
Yeah.
could have put the energy in something else, on generating more business or nurturing them.
Right.
Right. So I think that's very important. So in this last segment here, let's transition because for those who are watching, yeah, we're going to talk a little bit, and we're going to continue this conversation in my next podcast as well. So this doesn't end here. This is kind of like going for the next 2 or 3 podcasts. We're going to really focus on the real estate market and the upcoming market crash, correction, tsunami, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has different names for it. I see in YouTube that said the upcoming tsunami is coming. Somebody is like, oh, it's just a little blip on the radar. No, whatever it is. And I think it's important. And this is what, because you're going to hear from different people. Lenders, realtors, economists. Doesn't matter who it is, politicians, they have their opinions.
Yeah.
Just like, what they say about opinions, right? So, my job here as Tony Real Estate, as a real estate broker, somebody who's been in the real estate industry, who's been in the mortgage industry, who's been in the market crash. I don't look like it, but I've seen a couple. All right, I've seen a couple recessions and so forth. Is what I've learned from this is those who have succeeded were the ones who were better planned.
That's right.
Planned, right, like we're talking about. Just like insurance, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right, insurance. That's why you want insurance.
It's too late. Yeah.
It's too late. When do you want insurance?
Obviously, you want insurance when it happens,
exactly.
but then it's too late.
Exactly.
Because it already happened, so you can't get much after that.
Like, when do people want earthquake insurance? When we just got a 7.0. Like, hey, Fernandez, it's too late for that earthquake insurance.
Yeah.
My house is on fire right now. About the house insurance, you mentioned something I should have,
Yeah, I couldn't afford auto insurance then, but the minimum state requirements was good enough before, but it's not good enough now.
The extra liability insurance you mentioned. Okay, it's too late. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of like what we're going to kind of share with you right now, with our viewers right now is for you guys to plan. It doesn't matter if you're a buyer, a seller, if you're an agent, whatever the case is. Use whatever information we're going to share with you guys to help you. Because I get these calls not only on when I'm showing homes or to my leads, but also on TikTok. A lot of people are asking, "Is this a good time to buy?"
Yeah.
Right? I guess for those who are asking, is it a good time to sell? I mean, it's I usually don't get that because right now it's probably a great time to sell if you're thinking, because you're going to get a lot of there's not much inventory. But let's kind of like look at some of the factors here. So I think here's some 3 clues I look at is for the next coming crash that I want people who are following or watching this. So if you're watching this right now, I know you weren't paying attention. Time to pay attention. All right. These are things I'm going to look at. Of course, we're going to look at interest rates right now, right? Interest rates are low.
2.9.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Really low. So of course, a lot of people are like, well, rates are so low.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So usually I come up 3 things some clues I'm going to look at. Inventory, right? Of course, supply and demand. There's not going to be a market crash because inventory is so low. We're at the lowest levels. Okay, great. That's right now.
Right.
And there's a third factor here I'm going to look at is mortgage forbearance.
It's going to end.
Right? All right. So, and there's more factors, but we're going to just kind of talk about those 3 right now. All right. So interest rates right now. Okay. Before we actually talk about market correction, we got to kind of start from the kind of beginning. And I like to start from the beginning is before the pandemic happened, right? So when before the pandemic happened, everything was great. Stock market all-time high.
Oh yeah.
Real estate was booming.
Hot.
Right?
It was hot.
Everybody, rates were low. Everybody was refinancing. Everybody's looking to buy. It was great. Pandemic happened and kind of put us
on a pause.
Exactly. Everything was kind of paused. Okay, let me pause it for a second, right? And that's what happened. And we were in a pause. I'll be honest. We were probably in a pause for about a month, maybe 2 months. And I shared this a few months ago.
Yeah.
I told this when we were probably in March or April. I said this. in the next few months, we're going to see a boom in purchases, refis on that, because there's going to be a pent up demand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I know this was when everything was slowed down. Be ready. I was getting ready. That's why I hired an assistant. It's like, I'm getting ready. How do you need an assistant? I hired an assistant because I expected that. For those that don't know me, there was a reason I hired an assistant during the quarantine when I didn't have nothing.
Right.
Because I said, I already planned. I prepared.
Right.
Because I'd rather be proactive than reactive. Right? So I planned that. Pent up demand. So right now, there's still pent up demand. That's why you're seeing a lot of agents, I'm doing all these escrows because they're from 2-3 months ago. They're rolling in right now. And of course, now people are looking to buy because the rates are an all-time low. Not much inventory, so it's a great time. No. So we got to look at that right now and kind of like gauge moving forward, right? Interest rates are low. I'll tell you right now, if you guys are using excuse that interest rates being low is the reason there's not going to be a correction or market crash, fire your realtor or fire your lender. Because I hear that all the time. Rates are going to be so low, there's no reason, there's no way the market's going to crash. Fire them right now. The interest rates is not going to be the reason why the market may correct itself, all right? Second thing, inventory. Inventory is so low, there's no reason. Of course, that makes sense. Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Right? Of course. So if you're a realtor or lender, I'm calling you guys out. I'm a broker. I can do this. I've been in the real estate industry just as long as you guys, right? Inventory is so low. There's not going to be a market correction. There's not going to be a crash.
Yeah.
Fire them right now. All right? Third, forbearance. What's a forbearance, right? They said, hey, for those who've been affected by the quarantine, you can go into forbearance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Up to a year, too.
Up to 2 years.
Isn't that crazy?
Months, great. Don't pay your bills. No worries. We may even roll it back in the hand alone. No worries. So, right? Perfect. Oh, there's not going to be a market crash. There's a forbearance.
Of course not.
Okay, so if we look at those information right now we just went over, interest rates are low, inventory are low, all-time low, and there's forbearance. Of course, I'm not saying we're crashing tomorrow. No, because all those are reasons why the market is flowing right now, is going